Hello everyone and welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we're taking a look at another knife from Victorinox, and this is one from their 74mm line. Now unfortunately I'm pretty sure all the 74mm line has been discontinued, which is a really big shame because I think it's a wonderful size knife. Gives you that little bit extra to hold on to instead of having maybe a 58mm, the smallest design they make. But the one we're going to be taking a look at today is this one here, and this is the Ambassador. As I mentioned, it's a 74mm design, which is a 3 inches closed. So a really nice size of a knife, nice sort of pocket knife sized. I know that's kind of a strange thing to say, but for me, that sort of 3 inch to 3.5 inch size is pretty much the Goldilocks zone for me with a pocket knife. But we're going to take a look around the Ambassador. So it comes in these standard red Cellidor scales with the inlaid Victorinox shield, and that's done absolutely beautifully. I'm sure you'll agree. You can see that's wonderfully inlaid in there. They do such a good job at Victorinox. Like, their quality control and everything is just flawless. Now, I did pick this one up on the secondary market. I believe I picked it up on Etsy a couple of months ago, and I got it for about around the £20 mark. And I think I got a pretty good deal on it. There was no box, unfortunately, which is something I would have liked to have got with a sort of a new old stock knife, but this has not really seen any use. I can't see any wear or any of the tools. Just the standard sort of, it's been in a drawer for a while, scratches on the back of the Cellidor there. But that's something I'll be able to sort of buff out and get it back to, pristine condition. Now, I have been sort of umming and ahhing whether I want to try and carry this on my keys, and I think I might go for it. Because, honestly, factually, the Ambassador is just a 74mm of the original Victorinox Classic, which we all know and love, which is the 58mm design. Has exactly the same tool set. You can just see it's sort of the bigger brother of this model. So we'll take a look at the tools. So on the top here you get a main blade, and you can see it's got quite a thickness to it compared to the 58mm, so you can get a little bit more harder use jobs out of this. Now, it's not going to be obviously like a full day's carry. It's going to be more of like a secondary blade, or maybe you want to peel some fruit, something along those lines. But we get the classic Victorinox finish on there. We have the 3-line tang stamp, Victorinox Swiss-made stainless. The Crescent Moon nail nick on there as well. And as I mentioned, the blade stock is quite a nice thickness on that for a small pen blade. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Edge on there, as far as I can tell, is factory. It's uniform all the way around. See that nice edge on there. And the nice polish on the blade as well. They do such a fantastic job, Victorinox, of that. See that edge there going all the way around. Nice sharpening choil, and as you'd expect with Victorinox, there's no half stop. And actually, a very nice action on this. The pulls are a little bit stronger on the older models, so you're about 5.5 to about a 6. But that's sort of very typical for a smaller model. I've always found the pulls get a bit more difficult the size you go up. So 58mm being like the lightest of the pulls, then this, the 84mm again a little bit stronger, 91 a little bit, and then a really nice sort of hard use pull on the 93mm A-locks. But the blade length on this then, so we have a 2.1 inch full blade length, and then we also have a 1.85 to 1.9 inch cutting length, depend how you look at it. So without a doubt, this is going to be a very UK legal knife. And as I mentioned, it's just such a great size for a pocket knife. It fits my hand really well. I can get my finger up on the ricasso or the kick there. And you can do some nice little cutting tasks with that. I think that's fantastic. On the back side of that then, you get the sort of nail cleaner and nail file. So you got the nail cleaner at the top here and the old diamond dust style file on there. Now honestly, I do prefer the new file they've been putting on the cadets and the newer models with like the straight cut lines. It can be a bit more abrasive and a bit quicker at doing filing jobs, but this works perfectly for your nails. I'm a big fan of having the nail file on a knife. I just find it much more useful than having a smaller pen blade. I know a lot of people would prefer to have the 2 blades on there, but for me, I'm happy with just the one main blade and a nail file on there as well. Nice action on that. And then on the back of that, you get the scissors, and again, they're one step bigger than the sort of 58mm size. See, this is the newer style with the pin scissors, so there's no screw you're going to be concerned about. Same style leaf spring, and I'm glad they've not changed this because I think that leaf spring is fantastic. It works so well. And if it's not broken, why would you want to go ahead and fix it? Nice compact tool size for that then. We're just over the 2-inch mark for that as well. And not that it's got a cutting edge or anything, but we'll take a look at the file just while we're here. It's nice and small. It's not even 1.5 inches. We're looking at 1.3 inches. You also get the tweezers on the front scale. One of the best sort of tweezers that come with any sort of knife. They're fantastic for pulling out splinters, picking up smaller parts, whatever you might be working on. And then you also get the toothpick on the back as well. And I'm forever using this when I go out for food. I'm always getting bits and pieces I need to pick out of my teeth, and that's a bit grim, but it works great. And it's a nice little bit of kit to have on you, stored inside the knife. Is it going to be the most hygienic in there? No, but when you come home, if you sort of sterilize it, or if any of you take hand sanitizer out with you or some sort of sanitizing fluid, you can do it on the go as well, which is great. Keyring on the top there. But we're just going to take a little comparison while I'm here to the 58mm to look at the size differences. So side by side, you can see we're about 1/4 bigger than the 58mm. Now this one has spent a lot of time on my keys. You can see the green Cellidor is absolutely abused on this one. We have the main blade comparison. You can see quite a lot bigger on the main blade. Again, I'd say about 1/3 bigger on the main blade, even right about 1.5 inches. Thickness as well, you can see such a really thin, dainty style blade, and they've really upped the thickness for the size up. You can see it's, again, probably about 1/3 thicker. Interestingly though, the nail file is actually smaller on the 74mm model than it is on the classic. But you can see why they've done that. Obviously, the blade stock being thicker, there's less room in there. You can see how narrow it gets in the channel up to here. So that's just a design thing, so it fits in there perfectly. You can see the size comparison there of those two tools. So we're about 1.4 inches on that, and then we're about 1.6. And then the scissors, of course, much smaller on the classic as well. See that there. Overall though, these are two of my favourite models. This one, when I picked it up, I wasn't sure how I'd feel about having a larger version of the classic, but honestly I think it's fantastic. I'm definitely going to be chucking this on my keys, seeing how it gets on through maybe a week, 2 weeks carry, see how I like it. It will be replacing the Rambler, so it's going to be hard to beat because the Rambler has some fantastic tool set. But we'll chuck it on there and see how we like the sort of the size difference compared to the 58mm. But there we go, guys. That's my review of the Victorinox Ambassador. Unfortunately, this is now a discontinued one, so you will have to find this on the secondary market. And the model number for this, the standard red Cellidor, is 0.6503. Really hope you enjoyed this review. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.